Absolutely. Absolutely. There are civilizations of entities that would one could construe with having the design of wanting to use an enlightenment process for their own purposes. To try to usurp a person's energetic qualities for their own purposes, which is what is really that is happening here on this world at this time. It is not all about what you can see, feel, touch, taste, hear. It's not about that. It's not about the five senses and what a person can discern within the five senses. It goes way beyond that. And just as there are many species of creation of life that we can see, touch, and and use the five senses to discern, there are that many times a zillion more outside of our sensorial frequency range, and not all of them are lower species. A lot of them are very smart, very astute, and very aware, and they would choose to manipulate the human race as a source of energetic consumption. Uh, we're looking at some forms of reptilian are doing this, and some forms of interdimensionals are doing this. Interdimensionals meaning that they are not limited to a single dimension. They can traverse dimensions. This is indeed happening, and this is also something that divinity, the divine awareness within the Kundalini, is also aware of. And you are given very, very specific choices and very specific levels of I hate to use the word protection, but yeah, I have to use it. You're giving very specific forms of protection within the Kundalini that allows you to go straight into grace, bypassing these areas. But these areas will show up as frequencies of temptation. You can, if you give us this, we'll give you that. If you do this, then we'll give, then you'll be able to do that. And typically it's the power of the Kundalini that is used as a temptation. Wow, you better get the Kundalini so you can have the power of a DC comic character or some sort of a thing. And this is a real deal. And there's a lot of people that are out there pursuing that type of energetic structure on this world. And these are the ones, among others, that are setting themselves up for energetic consumption by a parasitical entity force. And I mean, a whole species, and I'm not going to say it's the Arcturans or the Pleiadians or the Pleiarans or the Vegans or any of these star systems that have civilizations that we're not able to discern within our five sense range, but they are out there. There are entities, civilizations that are out there to try to do some very, very, ethically challenging things. Ethics the way we see ethics, maybe not the way they see ethics. And then you look at some of these areas like John of God in Brazil, João Teixeira de Faria in Brazil, and the groupings of entities that come in, and these are definitely ETs. They've been spotted, they've been seen, their ships, their crafts have been seen, and they go in and they assume the identities of saints and doctors that have passed away. And these entities do good things for people. They're giving people healing, but they're using the Kundalini to do it. You got to go in there. You got to meditate. You've got to meditate for hours and hours and hours. And these entities will come in, harvest your Kundalini, and use that to initiate healings on not only the people there but people worldwide. Receiving a distance healing. I've been there a few times, and I've seen these ETs. So just as these positive ETs are out there doing good works for humanity, there are very negative ETs out there doing some very negative things for humanity. And it's for you to discern how you're guided through your ego body to respond. This is how you're able to protect yourself. Do you practice the noble qualities? Do you practice forgiveness and gratitude and love and truthfulness? All of these things. Do you practice the noble qualities, or do you fall victim to the temptations that some of these other forces can bring upon you. Dominance of other people, dominance of other creation, dominance in power structures that are very attractive to a person. These are the ways that a person can be ensnared inside of extraterrestrial entity influence.